Thank you.
Can I see a show of hand who wants to pay less or no tax at all?
Yes.
Okay, you are in the right place, you gotta do it today. I've only got 5 minutes and I give you all the tips I can within the 5 minutes. So, who here in a WhatsApp group? Show of hands. How many of you ask questions in a WhatsApp group about the tax? Yeah, a lot of them. Stop doing that. That is the wrong place to ask the question, because you need to have, I take it you all in a business, however small, and you have an accountant. How many of you have accountant? Can I have a show of hands, please? Yeah? Go to your accountant. That should be your first. You should have an accountant who is a trusted advisor. If you don't trust that accountant, go and change. In this room, you have two, me and Clive. They are good accountant, we are good. So if you don't trust your accountant, change it. I'm not saying change it, but if you don't, you should do that first of all. Now close your ear, Clive, and better one. So, because the reason I tell you why, because tax, I can't teach you. It took me years to learn about tax. Tax is like a language. So I think most of you understand English. English is not my first language, it's my second language. I had to learn it. So I try to explain what you understand as a language, how the tax complicated is. So in English, turtle, plural of turtle is what? Sorry?
Turtles.
Turtles, yeah. And then geese, plural of geese is what?
It is the plural.
Goose.
No.
Sorry,
Other way around.
yeah.
Geese.
Goose is
Yeah, goose is geese, yeah. And moose.
Moose.
Moose is moose, okay? So like in a tax, sometimes you think you might have a turtle, but you might have a moose. So I have a lot of pub clients, and I call, sometimes some clients come to me and say something, and they heard that from the DDP. What is DDP? It's the Dave down the pub. Okay? And I will challenge them, and so I have, as I said, a lot of pub clients. They get a lot of DDP, and they challenge me. And why they work with me over many years, because they trust me. What I say, when they come with it, what something they heard, and if I challenge them, that is right or wrong, they trust me, and therefore the relationship works. Therefore they are safe, and I'm safe with not just that client, but all of my clients. Because if some accountant is doing something wrong, if HMRC gets into that, and they will find out that this accountant doing it for the one client, they might open up the cases against all of their clients. So if you have a wrong accountant who's doing the wrong thing, you could be in a trouble. Not saying you will be, but you could be in trouble. Now, having a good accountant or a good tax advisor doesn't mean you will not be challenged from the HMRC. So have you heard last year Alan Sugar got challenged for not paying £186 million tax? Now, do you think Alan Sugar would get a wrong advice? No. Now, but they got it wrong. And now he is suing his accountant, saying that, oh, you give me the wrong advice. So the planning was that he will become Australian resident, and he had a £390 million dividend from his company, and he became Australian resident, and therefore he doesn't have to pay UK tax. But they forgot to look at it, that if you are a member of either house, by default you are a UK resident. Okay, so what I'm saying is professional can get sometimes something wrong, and then what I do in my scenario, if there is something complicated, I always get another expert in to have a second opinion. Because sometimes you get tunnel vision. Your vision is to just save tax, but saving tax now could be more expensive later on. Okay, so also marketed tax avoidance scheme. Stay away from it. Those are the people who will come to the networking like that and say, you buy to that portfolio, I can make it into the company, guaranteed we have a KC opinion, 100% guarantee nothing's gonna go wrong. But I give you 2 examples where things has gone wrong, and I know people have gone through that sort of scheme, and now HMRC, they are under HMRC Spotlight, called Spotlight 63, 2 providers, less tax for landlord, and a property 118. So if you have done any tax planning with those 2, I'm working with the barrister to combine the case against them and get them out of that situation. Okay, so if you are, or anybody who has done that planning, come and talk to me in a break. Okay, and finally, sorry, this is impromptu, I wasn't gonna, yeah, so, the Alan Sugar and then another case yesterday happened. I don't follow football, but Neil McCann on the Sky Sport presenter, he's been, a case against him. He lost in a high court for the IR35. So what I'm saying is tax is very complicated. Don't ask in a WhatsApp group, because WhatsApp group don't know everything about your situation. It may look the same situation, and somebody answers what applied to Allsy might not apply to Ian, because there is some little tweak in it which might fall foul of whole tax system. So yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
Did Rob ask a question?
Is that the last one?
Oh, sorry. You had a
No,
question.
Sunil, I think something that is very important to end what you're saying is I would like to have a word with the others, but if you're dealing with an expert who has the right indemnity, then you are.
Oh yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah. So when I said the market tax avoidance scheme, they say have a KC opinion, but the KC opinion might be just one part of that planning, but planning might have a 15 different points, and therefore they not covered by that KC everything, and that KC PI will cover that firm, not you as a customer.
Yeah.
So what I do individual tax planning. I get an individual opinion of the barrister, so it's not just my PI, but the barrister's PI will cover that planning as well, because it's individual planning.
But if you were to get it wrong, then you're covered.
Yeah. But again, you see, if I get it wrong, I've given you wrong advice, my PI will cover it.
Yeah.
But one thing you need to understand, when you go to somebody and say 100% guarantee this tax planning works and no challenge, you run away from it, because I never give you 100% guarantee. What I will give you is that why this is working, what could be the challenge, and what answer we could give. Because when I do tax planning, say buy to let, let's take an example. It's not illegal to do it, you can do it, but one of the criteria is that you have to work 20 hours. Not just so, but we have to work 20 hours. So if you can't, okay, I will get the agent and I will say I did it. It doesn't work, because I've not had touch with my clients, not had many investigations, but I had a couple of VAT investigations with my client, and I sit down in it, and you think HMRCs are stupid, but I might have as a combined 600 years of experience, but HMRC combined together have millions of years of experience, and they see it everything. So one of the VAT examination, I think some people know this story I have told, that he used to fit the solar panels. Now he had one petrol receipt from Suffolk, and then they look at his diary and he's fitting a solar panel in a Brighton, and they pick that up. So if you try to do something, and if you tax planning, and if you don't follow what needs to be done, you can't fool HMRC. They will find out, and that could be the reason it will fail as well, the planning we did. So it's not just about doing the planning, but following what you set out to do.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody?